Hello, and thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be doing Qigong for movement of both Qi, but also lymphatic fluids in the body. Qigong, Qi, our body's vital energy, our electricity, what makes us go. Gong, cultivation. So we're cultivating Qi by doing Qigong. Today we're going to be not only cultivating Qi, but we're also going to be working on the flow of Qi in the body and trying to break up stagnation that is bound to happen in the body. So stagnation. Now, we also have lymphatic stagnation. Think of a swamp, standing water, not moving. How are we going to get it out of there? We have to pump it out of there. So with lymphatic fluids, what we're going to do is we are going to pump using our muscles, using contraction and expansion to get those lymphatic fluids moving. People with problems with their lymphatic system often have what's called lymphedema, sometimes in their lower legs, sometimes in their arms. So we have to get that moving. And the only way, it's not going to move itself. Lymphatic system does not have a pump. So we have to move it. We have to create the pump. So we'll be doing that today. Qi, Qigong. So when we're moving Qi, when we're experiencing Qi, what we do is we watch with the mind. It's a meditation. So where the expression is, where the mind goes, the Qi flows. Not quite as simple with the lymphatic system. With the lymphatic system, again, we have to pump, getting that stagnant water to move, just like a swamp. We have to get that to move towards areas of the body that I'll be pointing out here. So I'm doing this practice because I'm preparing to do a practice with cancer patients, of which I am one. So, and a lot of, not everybody, but there's a fair number of people who've had surgery, radiation, medication that has created lymphedema. So I'm hoping that by just doing some of these exercises, Qigong will get Qi moving, but will also start to move lymphatic fluids out of those swamps, lower legs, arms. So I'm going to be doing both of these, the whole set. I'm going to be doing them first standing, and then I'm going to do another video where we're going to do them seated. It's up to you. Make it your own journey. You can watch this video, practice along with me, or you can, and then watch the next video and the seated one, and just pick and choose. Or if you need to one day, just sit the whole time. Cancer patients oftentimes are debilitated by fatigue because of treatments, or because of the cancer itself, or surgery, radiation. All of those things can create so much fatigue. So if you need to sit, it can also create muscle soreness. I could go on, the list is like this. So if you need to sit for part of this, great, go for it. Make it your own. So we're going to start by tapping and stretching areas in the body where there's lymph node concentration. So the first one we're going to do, and we're going to be doing this just with a very, very light touch. This is not a massage. It's a very light touch. When you're doing these lymphatic drainage exercises, what you're really doing is just stretching the skin and creating a little bit of lymphatic movement. So we're going to do this by starting very light touch. We're going to do some little circles, and we're going to go underneath the collarbone. Let's start on, I'm going to mirror you. So start on your left side. There we go. So we're just going to, right underneath the collarbone, and just do some very, very gentle. It's not a massage. We're not trying to move muscle. We're not trying to, all we're doing is creating movement and waking up the lymphatic system. Lymph runs right underneath the skin. In Chinese medicine, that's the way Qee, our field of immunity. So what we're doing is just moving the skin. Let's do that 8 times. I'm going to start counting. 1, 2, 3. Then reverse direction. Now let's just go ahead, come to the other side. So now you're going to go to your right side. Same thing. 1, 3. Don't work too hard. Other direction. Now let's come above the collarbones, back over here to your left side. You'll feel a little hollow right here. A little hollow. Just go ahead. 8 circles. Reverse direction. My dog Lois is joining in. Now the other side, your right side. Reverse directions. Just moving the skin. Now let's go back and let's just tap. Tap on your left side. Doesn't matter how many times. Just tap. Both above the collarbone and below the collarbone. And now to your right side. Just tap. All right, now here on your right side, I know, my left side, is we have your right lymphatic duct, which drains lymph from your right arm, or lymph from your right arm drains to this area, and then also from the right side of your head, and then also your neck and your chest. So we get drainage up to this lymphatic area here. On the left side, this opens it up for basically the rest of your body. So we're going to pay attention to that as we move along here. Now next, let's move up to cervical, the cervical area, your neck. So go right underneath, and you can do both hands. Woo, both hands at the same time. Woo. So we're going to go right underneath the ear, as is my dog Lois. And we're going to do 8 circles right under the ear in the opposite direction. And just tap. And actually, you can go ahead and tap down. There's some muscle right here. It's called the sternocleidomastoid. And you can just go ahead and tap down. Don't go back up, just down. All right, now, there we go. Now we're going to go to your armpits. And we're going to do, in the armpit, 8 circles, one direction. And the other direction. And then let's just go ahead and tap. You can use a palm, you can use a soft fist. And the other armpit. Reverse direction. Soft, just moving the skin. Moving the skin. You're not massaging deep tissue. And then tap. All right. Then just feel, you might feel a difference already. Just feel a little bit more open. Now up through the center of your body, for my Qigong friends in the know, either your conception vessel or the Ren channel, we're going to just place one hand below the belly button, doesn't matter, whichever feels most organic to you, and we're just going to stretch up. Not both directions, just stretch up. This is your thoracic duct. Your thoracic duct, very important. It drains your chest, your belly, your legs, moving lymph eventually up to You want to move it eventually to the left side of your body. And then let's tap. Just feel for a second. Breathe. Now down here at your inguinal area, this is in Chinese medicine called your Qi. So what we're going to do is right here, and this is a very susceptible area for me, not susceptible, but an area I need to pay attention to because I've had a lot of lymph nodes removed from there because of cancer. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just do little circles at the Qi. A reverse direction. And you can go ahead and tap. I like to use the sides, the pinky sides of my hands and tap. Then the last area that we want to focus on is behind the knees. So what I'm going to do is, you can do both of them, right behind the knees, and I'm going to do 8 circles. And then reverse direction. And you see I'm already doing a little pumping action here with my legs, my ankles, my knees, and go ahead and tap. All right, then we'll come up and just feel. Another good way to get things moving, both Qi and lymph, is what we call rebound or just bouncing. If you have a trampoline, that's always fun, or there are vibrating plates, but we're just going to use coming up onto your toes and landing on your heels. Feeling vibration through the body as you bounce. Only go as far as you feel comfortable. If you just want to do barely lifting your knees, if you want to lift your knees way up, your legs way up, your body way up, go for it. Not only does this help, I'm pumping, moving lymphatic fluids and Qi, and cultivating Qi. But this also helps with bone conduction. Sometimes, or bone density. Because sometimes with treatments, various treatments can affect bone density, weaken the bones a little bit. This will help to strengthen those bones. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Just feel. Now, I want you to take your hands and put them down here underneath your belly button. This is called your dantian, your elixir field of Qi, right underneath the belly button. A couple of inches below, but it's also inside the body. It's not right on the surface, your dantian. It's like a beautiful little pearl ball that's inside the body, and what's called the chongmai. And just for a second, just breathe. One of the best ways to get lymphatic fluids moving up, Zadie. One of the best, that's my dog Zadie. I'll introduce you eventually. One of the best ways to get Qi and lymphatic fluids moving up that center line is with your breath, by moving the diaphragm. So see if you can breathe into your hands. Letting your hands rise and fall. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm also creating space. Just breathe at your own pace. I'm creating space by lifting at the crown of my head, which is called your Bai Hui point. If you were to take your 2 hands and place them above your ears, won't look at all silly, and where your middle fingers meet, that is the Bai Hui point. If you lift from there, you can see My chin drops a little bit. I'm opening through the cervical vertebrae, all the way through the thoracic. I even feel it down in my lumbar vertebrae, all the way down to my sacrum. If I'm lifting, sometimes when I see people say, when I say lift from the crown, they do this. I'm crunching my cervical vertebrae. I'm not creating space. So create that space and lift. Feels good. All right, so we have your dantian down here below 2 inches below the belly button. We have your bai hui at the crown. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start on our actual Qigong forms that are also going to help us with our movement of lymphatic fluids. So first, let's just find what we call Wu Ji. Wu Ji is an emptiness stance. Emptiness, though, in this case, means there's room for potential. The symbol that's used for Wu Ji is a circle, but it's not closed. There's still always potential. There's always the ability to create more movement in your life, in your mind, in your body, in your heart. So Wu Ji. So I'm going to place my feet so that they're basically underneath, about shoulders width apart. I'm going to I want to hook up my feet, root myself. So at the bottom of the foot, I'm creating a root down into the earth. So point at the bottom of the foot, bubbling spring. And that bubbling spring, I'm letting roots come down through there, through the earth. Bubbling spring is just below the balls of your feet. So find Wu Ji. We're gonna root, and then we're going to make sure your knees are not locked. That doesn't mean that you have to be standing doing this, or any other, or like back, but they're just not locked. So find that, a little forward, a little back, and then right where it feels like that moment. Then we're gonna go ahead and now lift from the bai hui, just to feel supported. And go ahead and drop your shoulders. I like to do that by rolling them up and then back down again. So they're rolling up, forward, and then back behind me. Now your pelvis, we're going to tilt it so it's in neutral. So it's not back here, it's not up here, but it's as though you have a cup of water. And you don't want to spill the water out the front. You don't want to spill the water out the back. You just want to find that balance. Lift from the bai hui. Careful when you focus. It's easy to go, wait, what am I doing? So lift from the bai hui. Knees soft. Pelvis in neutral. Shoulders release down. And now space in the armpits. I have one teacher who likes to use the image of, I have steamed bao buns in my armpits. You could think a sponge if that's more palatable to you. But just space. That's the idea. Wu Ji, emptiness. Close your eyes, breathe down into the dantian, up into the chest, and exhale. Down into the dantian, chest, and exhale. Emptiness, potential. Okay, then we're going to come out of Wu Ji, and start moving. These forms, I love these. They're called silk reeling. It's a great image. And the first one we're going to do is with your wrists and your hands here. So I'm going to have to do it first before I think. As I go this way, I'm going to move as though my thumbs are driving the movement. I'll go slow. So when I'm going this way, palms are out. Be careful not to lift your shoulders. Lift from the bai hui. So I'm letting my thumbs dive down. Then when we change directions, I'm going to come up, and now my palms are facing me. And I feel a little bit more like my pinkies are driving the motion. And while I'm doing this, speaking of my fingers, my hands are also doing this. I want to create space in all these joints, the wrist, the fingers. And think of that image again, reeling in silk. You can go slower, pull in that nice, beautiful, fragile thread of silk. And then let's let your arms drop. Just feel if you need to, bring your shoulders up and let them drop. Okay, shake out your arms if you need to. Next, your elbows. I'm going to place an elbow in one palm. I'm going to come down, through, and around. And I'm just keeping my hand, my palm, in contact with the elbow. Doing a little massage of the elbow while I'm moving. And then reverse directions. I'm not counting how many times we're doing it. And drop. And feel one arm compared to the other. Does it feel different already? Now the other arm. Elbow in the palm. And come down. Thread through. Near your body, then out. Massaging the elbow. In massage, this is called a nerve stroke, where I'm just barely touching the surface of my skin. And the other direction. All right, then bring your arms down and just feel for a second. Lift from the bai hui. Make sure everything is unlocked. Now your shoulders. A lot of times, we do big movements like this. I don't want to strain anything with the people that I'm going to be practicing with. So an option I'm going to give them is we're going to make crane's beaks. Put them on my shoulders. And let's just fly. Let's be cranes and fly. One direction. And then the other direction. And drop your arms. Maybe give a couple little drops. Give yourself a little shake if you need to readjust your feet, if you need to move your legs around. Don't worry, we'll get down to those. Okay, now back to, you remember the qua, your inguinal crease. I want you to bring your legs out into kind of a narrow horse stance. And I'm very, very careful about my knees. So when I do move, we're going to be doing this. And when I do this, I want to make sure my knee is going in the same path as my foot, the same angle. But my knee is not going beyond my toes. So I should be able to see my toes when I come down. So moving from the qua. Falling over from the qua. So moving from the qua. I'm lifting. And then when I come back down, I'm going to go ahead and turn my body in the direction that I'm lifting, and then turning to, I'm going to go ahead and turn my torso. And it's as though I'm creating a little bit of a sandwich here of tissues around my palms. When I come back up to center, I'm lifting from the bai hui, lifting out of that kwa and then settling in. Lifting from the kwa and settling back in. Lift. Okay, now go ahead and let your arms drop. And just feel that lift. Don't lose that lift in the middle. And I'm going to start to now move my torso a little bit more actively, letting my arms swing. Lift and breathe. Don't forget to breathe. If you can, breathe down into the dantian. Okay, I'm going to pick up the momentum a little bit. Also turn my torso so that my arms are really beginning to swing. And I'm going to go ahead and start to tap with a soft fist back at this point in my lower back. This is called the Ming Men, the door of life. So I'm going to tap, and I'm using the back of my hand to tap. It can be light, it can be heavy, but I'm tapping on this door of life. Ming Men. Keeping momentum going. Now let's go ahead. I need to readjust because I moved. There we go. Now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to tap on some points here. Again, under that lymphatic concentration area of all these lymph nodes. But this is also in Chinese medicine, acupuncture, acupressure, lung 1 and 2. These are the first 2 points of the lung meridian that runs down your arm to your thumb. Great for immunity. Great for, sadly in Colorado right now, we're experiencing a lot of smoke from forest fires. This will help to strengthen the lungs. Then come on up, and I like to use my palm. And we're going to tap on these big muscles up on the top called the trapezius. But on these muscles, there's also a point on the gallbladder meridian, gallbladder 21, which is a great point for tapping to clear your head, any head fog. Also for stress, post-traumatic stress, relieving that. Gallbladder 21. Then back down to your lung points under those lymphatic areas here, lymph node concentrations here. Then let's come back down to your Ming Men. Lift and breathe. Don't forget to breathe. All right, then let that slow down. And bring your feet a little closer together. And just feel. Now, let's get to more below the quad into the lower body. So your knees. Again, I'm very, very careful about my knees. And a lot of people do knee circles. I'm fragile. It feels a little too much. So instead, we're really going to work on that pumping motion where I'm going to put my hands on my knees and just go forward and back. Feeling that in my ankles, my knees, of course, my lower back. But I'm staying lifted. I'm not doing this. I'm staying lifted this direction from the bai hui being supported. Pumping both lymph and encouraging, breaking up stagnation of qi. Then come back up and just feel for a second. You can shake out your legs. Anytime you feel like moving or doing something in between any of these forms, these exercises, go for it. Listen to your body. All right, now let's move up back to your neck, because we have all these cervical lymph nodes, but also the neck. We need to be open through the cervical spine here to let chi flow up the spine. So what we're going to do is we're just going to easy peasy. We're just going to drop our chin and come back. Only go back as far as what's comfortable. Down and back up. I'm drawing a line with my bai hui. Down and then back up. Then come back to center, lift from the bai hui. Now this time, again, to open this whole cervical area, I want you to take your chin down to the opposite shoulder and back up, lift. Back down to the opposite shoulder on the other side and lift. And just back. Now if you can, be careful that you're not doing this. But instead, because you're going to be crunching, I'm still lengthening and trying to keep my shoulders down. Then come back to center and lift. Let's just do some circles down, around, back, down, side, back, side. Switch directions. If you get dizzy, make the circle even smaller. This will be fine as long as you keep lifting from the bai hui. Okay, then stop, pause. And we're going to do some brain exercises. Look out. So to help us with our focus, we're going to connect right brain to left brain, and we're going to from yin to yang. So we're going to create a polarity here with our body of connecting right to left. Easy though, all you need to do, let's bring your feet a little bit closer together, is I'm going to take my left hand and just cross over and touch my right knee and back and forth. Let your arms swing too. Don't work at this. Just let your arms swing. You can, my lower back's not going to let me do it today, but you can go ahead and bring your elbow up and touch the opposite knee. But see, I'm creating boundaries. I know what my body needs today, and this is what it needs. Crossing the midline of the body, bridging left to right, yin to yang. And let that slow down. Now this is one of my favorites. We're going to do some circles with our hand, but I want you to be a little teapot. Put one hand on your hip, and I'm going to again turn my toes out because we're going to be moving from the qua again. But what I'm going to do is with one hand, let's start with your left hand. So I'm going to come towards my left hand and then push away. Move towards, so my palm, I'm looking at my palm, then my palm is pushing me away. Just doing a circle. Moving. So remember, we're pumping by moving our legs like this, moving from the qua. It's hard to do this and talk at the same time. Brain exercise. But we're pumping that lower body, but also with our arms here. creating movement, creating a pump, moving that lymph. I should do this over. Nah, I'm not gonna. Maybe I just won't talk. Have we met? Lift from the byway. Breathe. Maybe if I slow down. There we go. Moving lymphatic fluid works best when you're just moving slowly. Okay, then, because that went so well, let's go to the other side. And I'm going to look at my palm and look away. Look away. Look. And breathe and lift. Okay, now you ready? The ultimate challenge. This hand and then this hand. Looking towards my right and then my left. I'm mirroring you, right and left. This is actually easier for me than the introductory form of this. Then that's it. Your hands drop down, bringing your feet back together. And we're going to do something called regulating Qee. On an inhale, we're going to raise up and exhale down. We're pulling up those centered meridians and channels of the body, but also encouraging in our mind movement of lymph up that thoracic duct. Inhale, exhale. Let this be luxurious. We are also creating a lymph from what's known as the water center of the body up to the fire center, the heart, and back down. Water coming up to temper that fire heat, and then letting the heat settle, calm down. Let's do one more. And let's just place your hands on your dantian, one hand over the other. Some people subscribe to men should have this hand on top, women this hand on top. Do what feels organic to you. Lift, drop the shoulders, and breathe down into your hands, down into the dantian, but also bring that up to the chest. Breathe at whatever pace is comfortable for you. Filling your body. Beautiful Qee, beautiful breath. And now I like to end my practices with practicing Qigong. So I won't explain what it is. You'll get it. So first, I'm going to inhale up. Come down the center line as though I have a net. And I am moving. I'm purging out whatever I don't need in my body or in my mind. or in my heart. Next one, inhale up, down the center line. This time bring in white, clean, pearlescent, beautiful, beautiful Qee. And the third time, I like to inhale up, close my eyes, and just visualize whatever color I see. And that's your color for the next day, the next 5 minutes. Then bring that all back in to the lower dantian. Breathe. And I also end with 3 bows, showing reverence. You can have these bows mean whatever you want. Give reverence to whatever, whoever you like. But these are my 3 bows. My first bow is to my teachers, past, present, future. Teachers of Qigong, teachers of life. When I'm practicing with friends, I always say, this bows to you because I learn from all of you, all of my fellow practitioners. My next bow is to my biology, to my body, but also to my what's called the Jing, my essence, what I was born with, which was passed down from my ancestors. And if you have kids, your Jing is passed on to your kids. My third bow is to the rhythms of nature, reminding myself that I am a part of those rhythms. I am a part of nature. All of these, the rhythms of nature, observing the elements, all of these I call the Tao. Breathe. And thank you. Thank you for joining. I love you all.